What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Catacombs. So this video is a little different. A majority of my videos talks about the dynamic between men and women and stuff like that. But I want to talk today about some political stuff. This channel is going to dive into a bunch of different things. And yeah, let's go ahead and get the conversation started on this. So you saw the thumbnail. And your boy Joe Biden is back on that student debt talk. The talk that got him elected in the first place. I didn't vote for him. I've been trying to ring the bells I've been trying to ring the warning bells of this guy for a long time. The guy's been in there for a year and some change now, and he still ain't getting around to keeping his promises. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. But he's talking about the student loan thing again, and he's talking about, it seems like it's more serious this time, doesn't it? But it only seems that way because we're getting close to the to November, some new elections and stuff like that, and a lot of Democrats are a little afraid of what's going to happen to them because all signs are pointing towards them being ousted, and the power is going to change over to Republicans or independents. I would like to see more independents get into office. This whole Democrat and Republican thing is getting out of hand. It's like Bloods versus Crips, you know what I'm saying? Red and blue, and whose side are you on? Pick a side and all this other stuff. Neither side actually speaks to me. And I think that it's starting to be that way for a lot of people. But being that we don't have a viable third party just yet, it just seems like the Democrats are going to get pretty much their asses beat, and it's going to be a lot of Republicans that are going to get elected, and maybe some things will change. Maybe they'll just stay the same. That tends to happen. One party fails miserably, the next party gets in, they fail, and the next party gets in, they fail, and all the time the campaigns are, see, the Republicans didn't do this right, and see, the Democrats did this and everything went to shit, and see, just vote for me if you don't want that to happen again, and then they get into office and none of their promises that they made on the campaign trail is kept. And we keep seeing this over and over and over and over and over again. But the main thing when it comes to the Democrats is that they claim to have the black communities back, and I just don't see it. They've been in power in black and predominantly black areas for a very long time, a couple decades worth. Like some of these areas haven't not had a black majority, and mostly black elected officials who are Democrats. They haven't not had that for like 50 some odd years. And the Democratic Party in all has had an overwhelming amount of support from the black community. And for whatever reason, the Democrats never seem to be able to get much done for the black community. I'm just looking at the numbers, looking at the statistics, looking at the facts. And hell, if you're not even into looking at a bunch of black and white and reading a bunch of paragraphs in paper form, all you got to do is take a walk down the block in any predominantly black area that happens to be run by Democrats, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I can name off a few cities. You got Baltimore, you got Cleveland, you got Philly, you got all these places where a lot of black people reside at, and it happens to be a heavy Democrat area, and it's just black people just aren't doing that well. Everyone else seems to be doing all right, though. Everyone else seems to be getting what they need, what they ask for. But black people vote in such high numbers for Democrats and just don't seem to be able to eke out anything for them. It always has to include a bunch of other people, and I'm always been scratching my head about that. Why is it that black people have to deal with that while every other group doesn't? Every other group is able to say, hey, this is what we want, and that seems to be what they get. But black people, we don't get anything, and it's been pissing me off, and I think it's starting to really piss off a lot of other black people too. But who it really needs to piss off, honestly, if things are to change, is black women. Black women overwhelmingly support the Democratic Party. Like it's really blue no matter who. It's crazy. I remember asking a woman in my family when she was all excited to go vote in the midterms for a Democrat. She was like, yeah, we're gonna go get my Dems in there. So I said, okay. What exactly? I said, do you know their policies? Do you know exactly what you're voting for? Do you know who this candidate is? And all I got back was crickets. And the funny thing about that, I would say about a year later, after she went ahead and voted blue no matter who, now she's starting to talk that militant talk like, y'all ain't doing this and y'all ain't doing that. Yep. If you all would have paid attention 10 years ago, then maybe we would be in a different situation now. And, black men aren't off the hook. Black men, tend to not even get involved. You know, sometimes we gotta really start stepping it up and getting involved in the political arena, man, and really getting things done, and not worrying about how we're going to be perceived, because a lot of black men actually are leaning towards being Republican or being independent, and they're not even dealing with the Democrats at all, because we can see through the BS. We see through it. It's just that our voices are not very much valued in the political arena, unfortunately. And when we actually talk about stuff like that or try to get involved, a lot of platoons of black women come through and try to shut, you know, certain black men down who aren't on the blue side. And it really does suck, because we really need to have some other ideas in order to try to move forward at some level, because this is getting ridiculous. Yeah, but Democrats, y'all have had your time. Y'all have the power right now. You know, you got a Democrat president. Most of the Congress and Senate is Democrat right now, and all y'all been talking about for the last year and some change since y'all got all this power is immigration this and immigration that, and, you know, a lot of gender this and gender that, which is, you know, a lot of this stuff is important issues, but the people that put you in office, that voted for you in massive numbers, we gotta kind of see some tangibles. I don't want to see no more holidays and they'll be wearing dashikis and kneeling and all that other shit. Some tangibles would actually be nice. Damn all the gifts. It's time to put up and it's time to deliver, and y'all ain't delivering. So that's my 2 cents on that. And until the next one, actually before that, make sure y'all comment in the comment section below, like the video if you like it, and consider subscribing. Let's keep the conversation going. So until the next time, y'all be easy.